Now, religious leaders, as we were saying, have been cautioned not to use provocative words that may spark crisis in the country during their preaching. This particular piece of advice is coming from the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, and the Jamaatul Nasrul Islam, the JNI. The two religious bodies believe that most times interreligious conflict is caused by unguarded utterances, and the resultant effect can cause stagnation in the economy.
Using religion, if you look at our slogan, we are saying we are one family.
Spiritual leaders carry on their shoulders a lot of responsibility, as what they do is as important as words they utter. And caution is the theme of this gathering in Kaduna State from Christian and Muslim clerics. To the convener of the conference, ugly incidents of violence in the past should always be on the minds of religious leaders when addressing their congregation.
Here in Kaduna State, right from 1987, when we had the unfortunate Kafanchan riot, up to the unfortunate crisis that we had in 2011, you will quite agree with me that Kaduna State in particular and Nigeria in general lost many human lives, lives that are unquantifiable.
Adding voice to the issue, this participant sees the absence of peace leading to the presence of anarchy.
We all sit here as brothers and sisters. It does not matter whether you come from Kubo, or you come from Sabongari, or you come from Java, or you come from Zankwa, or you come from Zaria. It does not matter. What matters is how we can forge ahead as one people, having one goal, and at that doing, we can go ahead and do exploit for our nation.
For this participant, our similarities as a people is connected to our differences.
Genetically, we are from one family. And each family, as we live today, have their own problems, and they know how to solve them. So why are we, because we are in a state, or in a nation, or in the world, allow anything to come between us? There is a wisdom in creating people differently. Because some people might have one culture, another might have another one. There are so many things we need to learn from each other. Nobody is perfect. And I'm sure in every creed and tribe you go to, there is something you will take that will make you better.
The attainment of unity is not a responsibility that should be left to the federal government alone, which is why colloquiums such as this are more than welcome to guide on ways to go.
We have another interesting story for you, not totally unrelated. The Nigerian army has shed light on an accusation of harassment leveled against it by a Muslim group. A woman had alleged that a soldier had harassed her by asking her to remove her hijab to ascertain her identity. This is in the wake of the Boko Haram insurgency. But the Commander 22 Armored Brigade, Ilori Brigadier General Benjamin Sawyer, explained that it was not a matter of harassment, but security.
A Muslim woman in Fayetteville, who is a postgraduate student of Kwara State University, Malete, had a harrowing experience with the soldier at the checkpoint along Zobi Barrack. The sister was asked to remove her face veil by one of the soldiers, and when she asked the reason for that, a second soldier pointed a poster with Shakarau pictures showing on it and told to her, go and ask him. The innocent lady was continually harassed until a female soldier came who wanted to forcefully remove the veil, which she resisted. Attacks of this nature are increasingly becoming a threat to Nigerian Muslim women's life, and urge that the media and the government to vehemently speak out against them for the good of the citizen.
The soldiers were at the checkpoint were doing their legitimate duty to check people who are coming through that road, to be sure that we don't have problems of terrorists moving into Kwara State. They saw her and they carried out their legitimate duty, so it was not anything that is out of place. She was checked by a female soldier. That is in line with the international best practices anywhere in the world. So I do not see how that constitutes any form of harassment or intimidation.
Welcome back to News Across Nigeria. 6 primary school pupils from Anambra State have received financial support from the Nigeria Police Force Educational Scholarship Foundation. The Anambra State Commissioner of Police, Mr. Hassan Kama, presented the awards to pupils from the Police Children's School, Oka. The award, introduced by the Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arase, is an intervention scheme to support the educational pursuits of children and wards of junior cadet officers, especially members of the force who lost their lives in the line of duty.
Our excellent awardees who has made us proud and today are being recognized, even though they have earlier been recognized by the Inspector General of Police on the day of the launch of this scholarship scheme. In the words of the Inspector General of Police in court, the foundation will also serve as a posthumous support scheme for children of our professional colleagues who have gallantly paid the supreme price in the service of their fatherland.
Staying with the police, as part of efforts to reform the attitude of personnel in line of duty, officers and men of the Western Port Command are now being trained on morale. The Commissioner of Police Ports Authority, Commander Hilda Harrison, explains that the training will positively change the capability of the personnel.
It's the training session for officers and men of the Western Port Command of the police. The motive is to correct their emotional work abilities to cope with operational strategies in line of duty.
We are training our men to be emotionally balanced, to learn more about when and how to use their firearms, to be reminded of their responsibilities as police officers.
In the things how you go out, what you do.
The guest speaker, Daisy Brewster, explains that since the police interact more with the public, there is the need to continually engage them with talks that will empower them operationally.
The key talk I had with them is to help them to improve their emotional intelligence, because emotional intelligence affects the way you treat people and the way people treat you. You have to be able to stay in a situation where you can be able to make a decision, putting yourself in other people's shoes, and being able to solve a problem without even escalating that problem.
With this lecture, I believe that our minds, our ideas, we have been reconditioned into a new perspective in policy, and that is how it should be. I believe officers who are still here, you should translate this down to other men who are not here.
This training is the third in a role within the Port Command. It is expected, in no doubt, to positively affect the operational capabilities of all officers and men.
And to the south again, in particular, cases of harassment and intimidation of motorists in Benin City by members of the combined task force set up by the Edo State government to assist in traffic management will soon be a thing of the past. Commissioner for Transport, the Edo State chapter, Eriogbe Esimeme, gives an assurance that an improved Edo State Traffic Management Agency, ETSMA, will be back on the road once recruitment and training of personnel is completed.
This is a typical road traffic setup in Benin City, the Edo State capital. Commercial buses operating with impunity, while the task force on traffic management concentrates on private vehicle owners. A situation that turned sour on this occasion. 2 task force members paying the price for zealotry, which led to an accident. The action is condemned by the police.
The state traffic units must operate and observe the rules of engagement. You must be civil to members of the public. Any erring vehicle, we expect that the traffic personnel should be able to take the numbers of that vehicle and further inquiries will be done. The the offender will be arrested subsequently.
Edo Sector Commander RS 5.1 of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Oluwashusi Familoni, says curtailing the excesses of the task force is a big challenge.
Because it's a state apparatus, the state has a say on this. We can only do it on advisory role by just advising the states on what to do. But since the state has initiated the reorganization of this, I think they are taking a right step.
The solution is to come in the form of reviving the Edo State Traffic Management Agency, EDSMA.
Everything is going to be reorganized. As a matter of fact, government is already working towards bringing EDSMA. Within a very short while, we'll do recruitment and they're bringing decent human beings into it, good indigenous of the state and residents of the state. And I'm very sure that they'll perform very well. We are going to do a lot of work here. People, when you don't do enforcement, people will contravene. But we will ensure there is continuous enforcement.
It seems there is hope for motorists in Edo State as EDSMA is set for a return, but this time improved.